Welcome back to Space Repo, your portal to the cosmos. Today, we're journeying to the jewel of our solar system, the magnificent ringed planet, Saturn. For centuries, its stunning rings have captivated astronomers and dreamers alike, a celestial halo that defines its very image. But what if I told you that this iconic feature is not permanent? What if Saturn's most defining characteristic is slowly, but surely, disappearing? It's a startling thought, but scientific evidence points to a dramatic conclusion: Saturn is losing its rings. They are being pulled inward by the planet's immense gravity, raining down onto its atmosphere and vanishing forever. To understand this cosmic disappearance, we first need to travel back in time and explore the very origin of these incredible structures. For a long time, astronomers debated whether the rings were as old as Saturn itself, formed from the same primordial cloud of gas and dust that birthed the planets 4.5 billion years ago. Or were they a much more recent addition, the result of a cataclysmic event in the not-so-distant cosmic past? The answer, it turns out, lies in their composition and their brightness. Saturn's rings are overwhelmingly made of water ice, with particles ranging in size from tiny dust specks to massive chunks as large as mountains. If these rings were truly ancient, they would have been exposed to billions of years of cosmic debris and micrometeoroid bombardment. This constant peppering would have darkened the pristine ice, mixing it with rocky, carbonaceous material and giving it a much dirtier, less reflective appearance. Yet, when we observe Saturn's rings, we see that they are remarkably bright and clean, suggesting they are much younger than the planet itself. Data from NASA's Cassini mission, which spent 13 years studying the Saturnian system, was instrumental in solving this puzzle. By measuring the mass of the rings, scientists were able to calculate their age with greater precision. The findings were astounding. The rings are estimated to be no more than 100 to 200 million years old. This might sound like a long time to us, but in the grand timeline of the solar system, it's incredibly recent. This means that during the age of the dinosaurs here on Earth, Saturn may have been a plain, ringless planet, much like its neighbor Jupiter. The rings we see today are likely the shattered remnants of a celestial body that strayed too close to the gas giant. The leading theory proposes that a large, icy moon, or perhaps a passing comet, was torn apart by Saturn's immense gravitational forces. Once it crossed a critical boundary known as the Roche limit, the planet's gravity overwhelmed the object's own internal cohesion, shattering it into countless pieces. These fragments then spread out into a wide, flat disk, orbiting the planet and forming the intricate, beautiful ring system we are so familiar with. It was a spectacular and violent birth, creating a temporary masterpiece on a planetary scale. But the same forces that created the rings are now conspiring to destroy them. The story of their demise is one of a relentless cosmic battle between gravity, magnetism, and the delicate icy particles themselves. The phenomenon responsible for this is poetically named ring rain. It's a process where material from the rings is being pulled out of orbit and funneled down into Saturn's upper atmosphere. It all starts with the sun's solar ultraviolet light, and plasma clouds from micrometeoroid impacts can give the tiny ice particles in the rings a small electrical charge. Once charged, these particles are no longer just subject to the pull of gravity, they also become susceptible to Saturn's powerful magnetic field. Saturn's magnetic field lines are like invisible highways, arcing out from the planet's poles and passing through the ring plane. The charged icy particles latch onto these magnetic field lines and are drawn along them, spiraling away from their companions in the rings. As they are pulled inward, they fall towards the planet, following the curved path of the magnetic field and eventually entering Saturn's ionosphere. This constant, gentle shower of icy particles from the rings down to the planet is what we call ring rain. The first hints of this process came from NASA's Voyager probes in the 1980s. They observed strange, dark bands in Saturn's upper atmosphere, which scientists hypothesized could be the result of water raining down from the rings and altering the atmospheric chemistry. It was a fascinating idea, but it wasn't until the Cassini mission that we were able to confirm it. Cassini directly sampled the material falling between the rings and the planet during its grand finale dives, detecting a surprising mix of chemicals. The probe found not just water, but also methane, ammonia, carbon monoxide, and other complex organic molecules. This confirmed that a steady stream of ring material was indeed falling onto Saturn, and at an astonishing rate. The data suggests that the rings are losing mass at a speed that could fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool every half hour. When you calculate this out over millions of years, the implications are staggering. Based on this rate of decay, scientists have estimated that the entire ring system could be gone in as little as 100 million years, with some estimates suggesting it could be even sooner. In the context of our solar system's lifespan, this is a blink of an eye. We are living in a very special time, a brief window in cosmic history where we get to witness Saturn in its full, majestic glory. Future inhabitants of our solar system, whether they are our distant descendants or another form of life, will likely look up at a very different sky. They will see Saturn as a simple, unadorned sphere, its defining feature having long since rained down onto its surface. The stories and images of a ringed planet might seem like ancient myths to them, a forgotten wonder from a bygone era. This realization is both humbling and profound. It reminds us that the universe is not a static, unchanging place. It is a dynamic, evolving system where even the most massive and seemingly permanent structures are subject to change. The planets, the stars, and the galaxies themselves are all part of a grand cosmic cycle of creation and destruction. The birth of Saturn's rings was a random, beautiful accident, and their eventual disappearance is an inevitable consequence of the laws of physics. It underscores how fortunate we are to have the tools and the curiosity to observe this moment. Through our telescopes and robotic explorers, we are able to piece together the history of our celestial neighbors and even predict their future. The story of Saturn's vanishing rings is a powerful lesson in the transient nature of beauty. It encourages us to appreciate the wonders of the cosmos while they last, to look up and marvel at the incredible, ever-changing universe we are a part of. Thank you for joining me on this journey to Saturn. If you enjoyed this exploration and want to uncover more secrets of the universe, be sure to subscribe to Space Repo.